Where keeps us connected to you. SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of the community. We're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. The effort and is more than just a game. It's a family. When it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
We're going to be following the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series that is being played at the Martensville Curling Club. This series will run over this weekend. We'll start today and we'll end on Sunday. And today we'll be following the game between Team Thomas and Team Cars. Well, with me on commentary I have Jim Nix, and on production I have Cailey. My name is a bit trickier to pronounce, Joao Cardoso. So, welcome, Jim.
Well, thank you very much, Joao. How are you doing?
I'm good. Late afternoon for me. Hopefully, we'll be having a great game to guide me into the night. Morning for you.
Yeah, I think it probably will be. It looked at first end was we weren't able to get up and running in the first end, but we could see a bunch of it, and it seemed to be pretty open and pretty simple end. Not surprising, the first end of a bonspiel for these teams, and perhaps haven't really played much this year yet. So, not too surprised that they went pretty casually and pretty safely in the first end. But it looks here that we've got some rocks in play, so it should be a good game.
Yeah, we're joining at the second end. We're watching the skip stones of the second end. We're watching Charley Thomas throwing his first here in the second. So, Jim, we were talking off before we came in that, well, both of these teams it's their first game of the season, or at least according to our information.
Yeah, first bonspiel at least. Yeah, they might have played some games in the club and whatever, maybe even a little local spiel or something. But first one that they ventured out into, something of this level, I guess is the way to put it. It's a pretty good shot if it hangs around.
It will stick. So it sticks on the 12, on 12 foot. Not bad. That's tough to get. And let's not forget, Team Thomas has hammer in this second end.
Yeah, it's a nice little lure. That does leave it open. It leaves the center open for Cars to draw around, and if he can make a good shot, he could still possibly force Charley Thomas to take one.
Well, let's see what Michael Kars does. He's about to deliver his last stone here in the second end.
Not familiar with this team at all, but like I'm learning very quickly, there's so many teams across the country that are so good that you don't necessarily see often. So,
well, they're both playing out of Saskatoon. Obviously, this Bonchville, the Saskatoon series being played really close to Saskatoon. And will it go around, Jim?
yeah, this looks really good.
A little bit more. Looks good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot, especially this early. It's only
Looks really good.
The year in front, yeah.
Well,
So you might see Charley Thomas play the run back here. It's it's a good chance to still possibly get to, and the Western teams certainly don't shy away from the run back. So I think you'll see him play that.
well, he has multiple options. He's looking at the guard. He has Tyler Hartung, I think, who is his vice, holding the broom. Well, it's not an easy shot, but some of these teams have enough quality for that.
Yeah, and he's obviously going to throw it with some oomph behind it, some speed behind it. He's taking, whatever that is, 2 inches maybe of ice total. So he's going to get it down here with some weight on it for sure.
And the last stone of the second end, Charley Thomas playing a hit.
Expected to be close.
Let's to curl a bit. I think the line is good. And if it sticks, that will be 2 points for Team Thomas. And it is. So Team Thomas scores 2 on the second. And Jim, I think our viewers are going to get some commercials right now.
I think you're right.
See you in a bit.
Yep.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
5G.
Faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We built to the end of May.
And we're back, Jim. So we're back into the Saskatoon series. Obviously, the Curling Stadium, Martensville Saskatoon series. I was saying, whilst we were on break, that we have 20 teams competing in this Bonchville for an overall prize of 8,700 Canadian. Not a bad pot at all.
No, there's a lot of events that there's a fair number of dollars in nowadays.
Third end actually already in progress. We have center guard by Team Thomas and a corner guard, but way to the left by Team Cars. Team Cars will have hammer in this third end. So Jim, what would you do? That is the big question here.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ends to go, but I think you threw the corner guard up there for a reason, and you're not able to take out the opposition stones in the front yet. So I think you're going to go around the corner guard. Lots of time for removing those blue ones later.
Let's see, we're now watching the second stone by Lyndon Holm, who is Team Cars lead. Needs to stop.
Yeah.
You see Charley Thomas rushing a bit after the T line. It does stop. It's hard to get it out over there.
Yeah, I think it's a good shot, but I think Charley just ignores it. And I don't, generally without last rock, you don't like to kind of come around those corners. And I don't think he'll go that way, but he might. He's certainly looking at it.
Looks like he wants to get it out.
Yeah.
So this will be Jaden Schwaga. Schwaga's first stone here in the third. It's going to be a hit. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just something really lightweight. Looks like he had a little more on it than I thought he would even throw. But
well, it's not curling enough. It's the curl.
I think it's going to get there.
Oh, it just touches it. Didn't curl enough.
Yeah, I think probably just a little bit too much weight for that shot. You certainly are trying to hang around on that shot as well. So that opens it up for Cars to go around it again. And then you're probably forced with getting rid of that guard.
Well, Team Cars getting a bit of a break here in the third. And this allows them to build. James Holm drawing his first here in the third.
Line's good on this.
Yes. You can see Cody Sutherland and Lyndon Holm brushing this one. It bites the 12 and stays in front of the other stone they already had. So now Team Cars is sitting two.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot. I think he's looking to be probably just a touch deeper, but it was a good shot. No surprise here. Charley Thomas is going to peel off that corner guard. He doesn't want to play around with a possibility for three here.
Absolutely.
These guys are only playing with three in this game, Joao.
That's true. So who is not here?
Well,
we have to check.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Jaden Schwaga or Tyler Hart. One of them is not here.
One of them is not here. That's absolutely true.
So we don't know who the guy who is.
There's been loads and loads of conversations on teams playing with three on World Curling.
Yeah, I read a little bit here just today. I hadn't really heard that much chatter about it, but it should be an interesting conversation for sure.
Yes, some people like it, some people don't like it. Fairness comes into the discussion.
Yeah.
And is it fair to disqualify a team for one player not being available? It's always tricky.
Yeah.
Well, if you are watching this and you have an opinion on that, just leave it on the chat. Let's see what the audience has to say about that. And we watching yet another draw, but this one stays out of the house.
Yeah.
Guarding Team Cars stone that is in the 12.
Yeah, not a good shot, but that doesn't really hurt you too much. I continue to be surprised with where Thomas is looking to go here. That rock's only barely got to 12 foot. You've got two of your own stones right in the front. I gotta believe you'd be thinking of either bumping or coming around those in most cases. rather than chasing this one over here that's just on the edge of the 12. But anyway, to each his own on that.
And we're watching yet another stone by Team Thomas. Again, not opting for the hit this time. They're trying to freeze. And the line looks good, Jim.
Yeah, it looks really good. Well, he definitely accomplished more or less what he wanted to do there.
It didn't go as far.
Yeah, not quite, but it's still a pretty decent shot. Hard to remove it without hitting the red one at the back.
Be interesting to know who is actually the members that are available from or playing from Team Thomas.
Yeah.
Is it going? It passes the guard, and Team Car is shot stone again.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Also, it couldn't do much more than that. I don't think, Joao. It's kind of Joao.
So we see Thomas there, Charley Thomas, giving some indications. I think he's going to try and ask for a hit. See if we can listen to what they're saying. Sometimes you can with the ambient noise.
Yeah. So I think he's playing the hit and roll here. What?
And the delivery is made. Let's see if he does get a hit and roll.
Well, actually, I think now he's only playing the draw, Joe.
Yes, he's going around his own guard, but this is too light. It's not even going to reach the house. Now you've added yet another guard on the center.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, having a little trouble following the strategy here for the Thomas team. I think if you were not going to come around that guard a little bit earlier, I'm not sure why you didn't make a play at the red. I know there's a possible jam there, but you might also hit a quarter of a rock and be sitting 2 when you're done. So a bit surprising for me, anyways.
well, the call now is pretty obvious. Cody Sutherland is going to try to come around, get another car's stone inside the house. The line looks good, needs to curl a bit, and it's starting to curl. The weight is a bit light.
Yeah.
Is it going to reach the 12? It does not, I guess. It does not. But it closes the path.
Yeah. Have to believe you'll see some kind of a bump here now. He's got about 6 rocks to hit it behind, so he's going to hit it almost anywhere and be shot rock.
Absolutely right, Jim. I think we'll probably be seeing something like that from Michael Cars now. Well, Charley Thomas, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Charley Thomas is here.
Yeah. Charley Thomas is here and Lang is here because he's got his name on the back of his shirt, so
it's probably just Jaden Schwager who is not.
Yeah. Most teams have their names on their shirts and jackets and stuff, so we'd be able to see it. These guys just don't have it on the outer jacket anyway, and it's probably a little chilly to go wear a t-shirt, especially when you're skipping.
Exactly. Well, skip stones here in the third end. We'll be looking at Charley Thomas trying to get shot stone. some conversation there with Matt Lang.
Yeah, quite a bit. There, imagine talking weight, and it's not a shot that you want to come up light on because you have a lot of room for error with the weight on this shot. You just have to make sure it's there. It doesn't do you any good if it's short.
There it goes. And we see Matt Lang sweeping it all the way. Trying to hold the line. It did. And now this is going to end up in the 8. So it's shot stone for Team Thomas.
Yeah, very good shot.
We've seen Thomas pull out decent shots in the second end.
Yeah, both skips. The last shots were great shots in the second end.
It's just the strategy here in the third that has been a bit hard to follow, I would say. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Tough shot coming up now for Cardoso. He's already down 2-0, and he hasn't. This is not an easy shot if he's trying to I'm not sure if he's trying to draw through that port or if he's looking at playing a little chip and roll off his own red, which I don't see the benefit of that. I don't think you can't get 2 out of that, so there's no point playing that. Or maybe he's playing that bump he just indicated on the front, but
it looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to try to hit his own stone that is just short of the 12.
Yeah.
And push it against Team Thomas's shot stone.
Yeah,
the weight needs to be perfect and the line as well.
Yeah, it does. If we were another couple of hands along, I would be surprised if he wouldn't just play the outturn draw here when he only has to hit full 8 foot. But my guess is that we haven't been out here at all, unless they were out there in the first end. But I don't think enough to know for sure what the weight would be out there. So he's going to go where he knows.
Here we go. First stone for Michael Kars in this third end. Needs to curl. It's already curling.
Might get caught in between here.
Enough. The line looks good. Oh, but it was too soft.
Yeah, need a little more weight so they make that one work really, but a couple more shots.
And with this shot, it opens the path for Charley Thomas to get one in the fourth foot.
Yeah.
That and further reducing the area for Michael Kars' last draw.
Yeah. I think this is really the shot. I mean, you can look at this if you're playing in the club or something. You might say, well, if we drop it short, it's not bad. But this is a great opportunity for these guys at this level to, come right around and put that probably right on the top of the button, or just about to the top of the button without it being available to be removed. So, a good opportunity for Thomas here to add to his lead.
So an important shot coming up. Might lead to a steal if with the last draw Michael Kars can't get his one. Let's see what Charley Thomas does here. His last stone here in the third. Matt Lang jumping on it straight away. You can't see the stone. Oh, no, we can.
Got a curl. Very good shot, I think.
Yeah. It did what it was asked of it, so it's hidden away from a direct hit by the guard, but it's a bit wide, bit high, that guard.
Yeah, if he could have ever just feathered that outside red one, but you'd have to just barely rub it and get redirected. It would have taken a little weight off and put it in a little bit nicer spot even. So, he certainly left Mike Kars a chance to draw to his for a point, but it was pretty tough to do anything different than what he did. Just a hair heavy.
So last stone here in the third. Michael Kars has a tough draw for 1. Not a lot of margin for error. Otherwise, it's a steal of 2 if he can't get his stone within the 4 foot. Or actually the 8 foot, to be honest.
Yeah, and he's just.
Well, surely.
Oh, this has got to curl a lot.
Oh, he needs to curl at least 1 foot. It's going to touch, and this will be indeed a steal of 2. So Thomas gets a big advantage here in the first 3 ends. And Jim, let's go into a short break, and we'll be back for the fourth end.
A time when wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop? SaskTel grant today. Make
Always many spares available. Go ahead.
And we're back to the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And Jim, we were talking during the break that Team Cars has a huge hill to climb here in this game.
Yeah, I think it's as we were saying, it's certainly with the way the rules are in curling nowadays and everything, you'll certainly get some opportunities, but two things have to happen. First, you have to create those opportunities, and secondly, you have to make those final shots to turn those into points. And it takes both of those, and usually a little bit of help from the other team doesn't hurt you, but you can create some points. So you just have to do that and then just capitalize them when you get them. And if that doesn't happen, unfortunately, sometimes the game goes the other way, and we're looking for that not to happen. So hopefully we can. Cars can get a couple on the board here, and that's all it takes to put them right back in it.
And we're watching Team Thomas' second stone here with Matt Lang throwing his second. I believe he's probably throwing 3, right?
Yeah, they would have to throw 3 and 3, yeah.
So another stone into the house with the lead they have. They believe this is the best approach here in the fourth. From Team Cars, we're watching Lyndon Holm throw his second, and he's throwing a hit. A lot of brushing by James Holm. Takes 1 out, and the shooter stays. So a lot of competition still to come in this weekend of the SaskTour series. 20 teams, a lot of games.
Yeah, it is, and it's I guess it's Friday morning where these guys are, so starting early on Friday, but there's still, it's a triple knockout, so that's a lot of games to cover in 3 days.
Another hit by Matt Lang. Team Cars needing to build something here in the fourth.
Yeah, it's a good aggressive call. It's you kind of have to do it. Sometimes it hurts to leave some of the opposition stones around in places you'd like them not to be. But if you're going to get back in it, you're probably not getting back in it just by hitting the opposition rock and letting them hit yours. So you got to force the issue a bit.
Trying to come around their own guard. Curling a bit. Needs to get into the rings. It does.
That shot down pretty good.
Good shot.
They made a number of those come around. So the corner guards are maybe just a little bit long. They don't look to be when I look at the screen, the long screen. But when I look at the kind of the overhead shot, they look like maybe they're just a little bit long and maybe a little bit too much room for Thomas Rink to get around and remove them. But he's going to peel the guard now, anyways.
So Team Cars is going to be seeing their guard being peeled by Tyler Hartung, we believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have no way to confirm. And the peel is good.
Yeah, very good.
And we'll be seeing James Holm throwing his second here in the fourth. Looking like getting the guard back. I think that's what Michael Kars is asking.
Yeah, I think you have to here. You have to just go back there for a little while. At some point, you're going to have to make a play on these other stones, or at least one of these other stones. If it's, I'm not quite sure if Blue's sitting one or two.
Well, the double is a tricky shot to get both of them out in one go.
It is that, yeah.
The guard is a bit long. It's quite high.
Yeah.
Team Thomas is just going to peel the guard again. Second shot here for Tyler Hartung. And a successful peel.
So the question becomes: do you do one more, or do you remove something at this point?
And Jim, I guess Michael has just answered that question.
Yeah, yeah, we're wired up.
We're going to try the double. Well, it's not an easy shot.
No, I'm not even really sure if he's trying the double or just trying to hit and roll in front. You can't afford to lose this shooter, so you got to make sure you stay for sure.
I think for the double, the angle is but this is curling a lot. See James Holm.
No.
Oh, and you lose the shooter, and well, that's not going to be an easy situation. So Charley Thomas calling the obvious play here, a hit on the redstone.
At some place at some point, Cars was going to have to play a hit. I probably would have waited at least one more, but that same thing could have happened. The other problem for him over there, I think, is that we really haven't played a lot of takeouts going that way. So, it just really curled hard, and I'm not sure that didn't catch him a bit by surprise. So.
Now it's looking like a force here in the fourth.
Yeah.
Team Thomas with 2 stones in the house. Team Car as hammer. Team Cars.
Yeah.
He's mentioned yes.
Yeah, he's trying to force the issue a little bit here and still give himself a chance at a couple, but maybe more so give himself a chance at the blank. But because I don't see generating a couple at this point. But if he can get this frozen on, I'm sure Thomas will still try to remove it, and he'll throw something a hard one at it, and probably everything goes, and then he can manage to hit the other blue and blank. let's see where this one ends up first of all.
Cody Sutherland is certainly close. The line looks good, but the weight is a bit heavy.
Just a smidge.
Gives a bit of separation of a palm.
Yeah.
But it's likely there. Again, depending on where the hit lands.
Yeah, I think you just hit it in. I mean, the nose might do it, but if you hit it just a hair off nose, broom side of nose, so just kind of where the broom is, then you're gonna be still sitting 2, and you might even be sitting 3 if you kind of hit and stay almost right there, or roll it out to the 8-foot. Either way, you're still gonna be in good shape. As long as you make this red one go away and don't blast everything, then you should be in good shape here to force it. No worse than a forced one.
Here we go. Charlie Thomas throwing his first. Here in the 4th, Skip Stones. Oh, but it's rolling a bit too much. Although, didn't affect the end result.
No.
Team Thomas hitting 3. Jim, how hard is it to then draw against 3 mentally?
Yeah, I don't think it's hard if you're just drawing to the. You can remove that rock in the 4-foot, for example. I think the draw to the 4-foot shouldn't be that difficult. They've certainly played enough ends now to have a pretty good feel, but that one would make it quite tough. So I don't know where he's going to play here. I guess he's going to play the back one, try to roll behind that. Probably a good shot at this point. You haven't got a lot else happening, so if you could ever make it, it's a very short run back, but it's still a run back, so run backs are not a given. Same place that their earlier player threw here, and it really, really, really curled. So we'll see what happens with this one.
So Michael Carr's first stone here in the 4th. Aiming to do a hit and roll.
He's pretty precise, this one.
Team Cars needs something out of these last 2 stones. Oh, but it's curling a lot.
Strong sweeping.
James Holm managing to hold it until it hits past the nose, a little bit on the other side.
Yeah, there's just big curl there, and they haven't figured it 100% out yet. I thought, if anything, Michael Carr's might have set that back a little bit, which would have made it run a little bit straighter, and it still curl quite hard.
Again, hindsight is 20/20, but if you're Team Cars, you're thinking, maybe we should have hit the 1 in the 4-foot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think I probably would have hit that one and just taken my chances from there. I don't like leaving that one there. It makes it next shot a lot tougher. He hits this right on the nose, basically, and stays right there. Then your next shot is fairly difficult.
The weight is good. The line is enough, good enough. And again, Michael Cars has a draw facing 3 and needs to pretty much sit on the button to get his 1.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play the hit here, Joao.
Yeah, he could. That's also an option. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Jim.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Big
that
shot.
was the intention. Yes, the shooter needs to stay within the 8. Last rock here in the 4th. Michael Cars playing the hit for 1.
This looks pretty good, I think.
It's going to hit it just in the nose and stay, and that's 1 point for Team Cars. 4-1 as we enter the 5th end. And Jim, see you after a short break.
Yeah.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. At all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency. It is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. Quite simply, the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
We asked what they know about
Whole heck here.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
What it means?
continue improving through investments in network technology.
So I was telling Jerry, oh, we're back. And we're back for the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series, and we're following the game that is opposing Team Thomas versus Team Cross. We're starting the fifth end, and the score right now 4-1 in favor of Team Thomas. Nothing in the house. There's just the one stone from Team Thomas that is just hanging around near the tee line on the right, left, Jim. We don't know
Yeah,
if
it
right or
was.
left, right?
Yeah, it was. There's a, it's interesting now with the leads getting that rock in the right places. It's almost as much pressure as a skip throwing that draw to the forefoot. I think, and sometimes even more because you're not something you do all the time as far as dealing with the pressure of it. But the last shot, you're down 4-1. You just can't have it slide in. Same as maybe this one. So that's perfect.
It sits on the center line perfectly.
Yeah. And if he'd gotten there on this first one, then the second one, it could have been a longer guard, and that would have, set up a good start to the end. And unfortunately, when it goes in the house, that enables the other team to remove it. The only good thing for Cars is that it did go out of play, so at least it's, it's not a scorer, but he's more concerned with scoring than he is having more points scored against him, I think, at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We were debating the paths to victory for each of the teams. Obviously, Team Thomas having a clearer path to victory at this moment when there's 4 ends to go. Well, we're playing the fifth.
Team 4 ends to go with a 4-1 lead in hammers. That's a pretty good spot to be in.
Great shot here by
Nice.
Tyler Hartung. Great draw. We're seeing James Holm about to deliver, I think is his first here in the fifth.
Yeah. Just going to play a little out turn freeze here, try to get something going in the middle of the sheet. We're far enough along now that Thomas is able to run that guard, though, so.
It looks like it's curling a bit too much.
It's just a little light, too, isn't it?
Take a lot of brushing to go around the guard, and it does not. It does stick. It's in the 12-foot, but Team Thomas has the shot stone.
Yeah.
And it's not even an easy bump that they can do, an easy raise, because those two stones are very, very close.
Yeah, he's going to try to get rid of all these and roll over to the side somewhere, and he'll be in pretty good shape for Cars. Unfortunately, the end's not over, but the end just has to get off to a little better start than that to be able to make things work. Although he's going to get a break here. Yeah.
He's getting the again. I was saying that the raise was hard.
Yeah.
Well, Matt Lang just pulls out an amazing shot here. If he was playing for Team Cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's happy with this at all. But I don't think Team Cars could have asked for anything better than this.
Oh no, you definitely couldn't. It's Yeah, it's just he went from the end being just a total disaster in terms of scoring to having a real good opportunity now to maybe score. So has to get a guard on here though, I think.
Yes. So James Home throwing his second, definitely a guard.
He gets some curl here.
It's not curling enough. But the rushers, Lennon Holm and Cody Sutherland, managing to pull it almost all the way.
Yeah, came pretty close to getting where he wanted to there after all, but
I think it was enough because it just covers a bit of that Team Thomas guard. So
yeah, and the score dictates you're not going to do anything crazy here, anyways.
And they remove both of their own stones. The shooter goes. So goes the guard. But importantly,
still a great opportunity though for team cars. They're halfway through the end, and they got one in the 4-foot, one in the 12-foot, and it's their turn to throw a guard. So, never a perfect situation, but this is about as good as you can hope for if you're the team without hammer here.
exactly. They should certainly try. Again, we were saying that one of their paths to victory was definitely stealing one.
Yeah.
Well, they might have the chance to get an end that is favorable to that outcome here. And we're seeing Cody Sutherland's first stone here in the 5th.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. I think it does leave a double there.
Sure, I think that you were going to leave a double on something anyway, so it's you weren't going to be fortunate enough to not leave that something. And right now, I think he'll peel the top one and try to make the top two.
It would have had to be a bit higher up in the ice, but again, not a bad shot at all.
Yeah, but you're right. A little bit longer, higher would have made this shot tougher for sure.
Tyler Harding with his last one here in the 5th. Oh, and it's a good one. He gets the double takeout. Most importantly, gets rid of the one that was on the 4-foot. Still, Team Cars has one in the 8th. So again, the steal might have gone out of the window, but the force is certainly in play.
Yeah, I think it's this is a tough scenario now because what do you really do? Do you split the house and try to force him to his one, or do you guard this up and try to force him to his one that way? And you got to assume that shot's that one in the 8-foot's probably not going to score. It's he should be able to outdraw that without too much trouble. So tough decision, but they've decided to go with the guard.
They go with the guard. I would have split the house if it was me.
Yeah.
Although not much of a curler myself, so I wouldn't say I would maybe the best choice, but definitely the fact that you'd have 2 stones in the house will have added the pressure, and it would have meant that this guard, again, the guard ended up being almost perfect, but you remove the pressure of having to make a perfect guard.
Yeah, I think that I think I'm with you. I think I would have split the house there too, and just figured I've only got 3 rocks to come, and I'd rather have the 2 in the house because as good as that guard is, which is pretty good guard, but very gettable for lack of a better term, the one in the house. And if he hits it and just stays in the rings anywhere, then you're in trouble again with your car. So
there you go. They just ignore the guard completely and go after the stone that is in the house. And now Team Cars is in trouble because, well, they can still force it because it, thankfully for Team Cars, it rolled into the center.
Yeah, you might be able to. I don't know. You'd have to roll behind the guard, I guess, to force him to to do it. I just think the force was easier the other way, and I would have rather forced him to one here than have him be able to blank it. So neither one is a good scenario, but I'd rather the former. I'd rather have the 5-1 with hammer than 4-1 without.
Absolutely. So Michael Kars with his first one here in the 5th, playing the hit.
So that's curl a lot.
Oh, and it's not curling. And definitely the shooter is going away, and it did not remove it. And here is the danger.
That was a lot of weight, for that shot. Really, you're trying to manage that rock down the sheet, and that was just a lot of weight to throw for that. I know you got to roll whatever that would have been, 3.5 feet or something, but I don't think that was a good weight choice on that one.
No. Well, and now I think decisions get pretty simple for Charley Thomas.
Yeah.
He's just asked to split the house and again try to go around Team Kars's guard. Not much to say about the approach here.
Well, we go around this corner and stay just above the tee line a little bit. We should be perfect.
So first stone here for Charley Thomas on the 5th. See Matt Lang immediately jumping on that. The line looks good, and so does the weight. Needs to stop. You see Tyler Hartung, Cody Sutherland, sorry, trying to sweep that, but I don't see a double here. Or maybe.
Yeah, I can't tell how flat that is going across there, but looks like he's going to play, I think, the freeze. Does that sound? That's what it looks like to me. Maybe the freeze on the inside, a little bit on the inside of the blue one. So if Charley opts to remove it, he might possibly jam on the other blue.
That is a risky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not a good situation for him either way, I guess. It's really hard not to give up 2 here.
Last stone for Team Kars. Michael Kars trying to freeze on the stone that is in the 4th. Needs to curl. Looks good. The line now it starts to curl a bit too much, but the line looks great.
Yeah, I think you're still okay for line.
It does stop, but it was a bit too heavy. There's some separation there. Might be enough though. And this could, again, if Team Thomas is able to remove that stone and leave the shooter in play, that could be 3. Huge risk here from Team Kars. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy shot for these guys. It's just especially when it's not a shot that he has to. It's not like he has to get 3 to win or something. And now you got to finesse it out a little bit more. He can, if he wants, he can throw this pretty firm and just pick it out, roll out, and score 2. So that's a pretty good scenario.
So the hit has been thrown. Will the shooter stay? It does not, so it's 2 points, but still 2 points.
Yeah, it's a big. You got a big hill to climb here.
Might be verging on the unsurmountable.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jim, we go into a short break and we come back for the sixth end. See you in a bit. Well, Jim, I guess we have no break. So we carry on.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Don't forget the brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up. Well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
One more throw, please.
Please, possible.
Everything I've worked for, everything has led to this. Now, all the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock.
Here it's always alone.
Yeah.
Just better. And we're back for the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And what a huge name for a tournament that is, Jim.
Yeah.
Out of Martensville Curling Club in Saskatchewan, near Saskatoon. And we're following the Thomas versus Cars game. And the score right now a bit one-sided towards Thomas. 6.
Yeah, it's one of those games that certainly Thomas's team has outcurled the Cars team, but not by all that much. It's just they've just missed some shots at the wrong time and not taken advantage of a couple situations. And really, when you're playing in the competitive world and with the teams that are out there curling all the time, that's just too much. You just can't. You got to take advantage of those situations, and Cars hasn't done that, I don't think, in this game. So.
Anyway, looking at the context we have for the sixth end, so we have 2 corner guards for Team Cars. They will have a hammer here in the 6th. And Team Thomas has 2 stones in the house, 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 12th. Definitely Team Cars looking for their 2 or more. Seeing Matt Lang throw his 3rd stone here in the 6th. And we're going to be seeing Team Thomas with yet another stone in the house. Whoa, but it's a bit heavy. It goes all the way. I was a bit fast with that assessment there, Jim.
Yeah, and he was one of those he's throwing and knowing he doesn't want to be light on it, and he wasn't.
Well, for Team Thomas, no harm, no foul. They want to maybe have Team Cars score one here, and then be able to control the hammer all the way to the end.
Yeah, that would be ideal for Thomas. I'd probably Maybe in the sixth end, yeah. If they get one, they probably play another end, but that might be the last end, possibly.
It might. And this one also a bit heavy. And it's going to go all the way.
Can't have that.
No, you cannot. I think maybe the mind is now playing some tricks on team cars.
Yeah, because I think, from what I can tell, certainly the ice looks like it's pretty consistent. I haven't really timed anything, but the curl's pretty consistent, and there's enough curl, and I think the speed's probably pretty good. I haven't seen anything that looks real dramatic, so it's just a matter. And also, like we said earlier, that these teams have not played a whole lot yet this year, so add all that together, and some days it's just a little bit more difficult than others.
And here we see Tyler Hartung setting up for his first stone here in the sixth. And he's playing a hit. He's going to remove one of the corner guards. Let's see if the shooter sticks around. It does. It does remove one of their own stones, though.
This would be interesting if he comes around the center, goes around the corner. That corner is way over there. It's probably over further than he. It's over further and probably a little shorter than he would have liked it to be. I don't know if you can really bury behind it, but you got to try.
I think ideally you'd prefer a corner guard that is a bit closer to the house and a bit more closer to the center line as well.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
By a bit, maybe I mean a lot. A lot closer to the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree on that.
And we're seeing James Holm trying to come around this guard. The line looks good, but the weight might be a bit heavy.
Could be a little bit heavy, but they've done a really good job on the come around the corner shots.
Not bad. It sits on the 12. And the corner guard is now about to be removed by Tyler Hartung. Well, I say this, he does need to make the shot. Not a sure thing, but yeah, it looks like he is going to get it. And the shooter is also removed.
Yeah, the key here for anybody that's watching that maybe isn't an avid curler is that you might wonder, well, why would he do that when he can just draw around it or whatnot? Well, the trick is you got a 6-1 lead, and the only way you're going to get into trouble if you leave rocks around that you shouldn't leave around, and the other team gets a couple behind, and then all of a sudden, sometimes it only takes one miss, and it was a very innocent end turns into 3 points or something like that. So it's a much safer bet just to get rid of those guards and keep everything as open as you can right now. You don't mind giving up a point. You don't even mind giving up 2 points here, but you just don't want to take any chances on it developing into something bigger.
Exactly, Jim. The worst thing a team can do when they have a solid lead is to give any chance for the other team to come back. And don't ask me how I know that.
Watch a lot of curling.
Oh, I've seen things.
Yeah, well.
Especially when I'm commenting our national team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a few years ago. And I'm guessing I can tell this story now. Not going to impact the game all that much. Our women's team was playing Slovakia in a semi-final, and we were up, I think, by 5 points in the fourth end.
Yeah.
Somehow, they found a way to win. Slovakia did.
No.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
But kudos to those ladies, and they did a great job. Unfortunately for them, they didn't get the gold. They only got the silver.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games that, unfortunately for me, is forever etched in my memory.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a few of those games. They're etched in my memories, and it depends on the day if I'm thinking it's a bad memory or if I'm thinking of the good memory ones. So they're both in there.
You can win them all.
No, that's right. A lot of conversation here for a 6-1 game. It's a bit surprised that they're taking this long.
Well, every game or every end is a learning opportunity. Maybe, given that we're at the beginning of the season, maybe these teams are just taking the opportunity to play the end for the end and trying to hone their skills, so to say.
Sure,
Again,
yeah.
the game is, we could almost call it pretty much decided, the outcome. Something really strange would have to happen for Team Cars to pull out the massive comeback. So
Yeah,
why not just take the advantage of the situation and practice?
Yeah. Yeah, they are looking at they really need a 3 here to have a realistic shot at the last couple of ends. And 2 keeps you playing for sure because stranger things have happened once in a while, but you need 3 to give yourself a realistic chance, I think. But
Absolutely.
see what Michael does here.
He's going to try come around.
When I first saw his name, I actually thought his last name was Coors, like in the beer, and then I thought, oh, Michael Coors. But but even if it was, it would be spelled differently. But still, I thought there's moments in the game where maybe you wish it were Michael Coors instead of Michael Cars. But anyway.
Then we have Cody Sutherland delivering this one. Needs to curl.
A lot, eh?
It
I
needs
think
to
if it's
curl
not,
some
if it's
3
not too
to 4
heavy,
foot.
better to go by that.
Starts to curl. Well,
that's much better than touching it.
No, it goes completely by and sits on the 12 foot. I don't think that's going to come into play, that one.
Possibly not.
Well, Team Cars do have the hammer, and if they remove Team Thomas's stone in the 8 foot and nothing else happens and in the next stone, so let's just assume that the next stone the shooter does not stay. Well, maybe that stone can come into play, but great maybe.
So my thing on this shot, Joao, is that I'm looking at it and thinking in the first, well, not the first end because we didn't see the second end when, Charley had a fairly long straight back run back to score 2 and made it pretty easily. So I find it odd here that he just doesn't look at just putting the broom beside that blue stone just off the circle and run it straight back into the red rather than looking at, I don't know what he's looking at. He looks like maybe running the other blue one, which would be much harder. This is a shot that for me is right up his wheelhouse, and just call it and throw it. Like it's not.
I think that's what's being called here.
It is, yeah. You could kill both reds pretty easily here.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, you could easily end up with 2 blue ones in the house. You could all kinds of good things could happen here. I mean, and yes, as far as bad things, you could miss it. You could hit it and not get anything, but that's probably unlikely.
I think even if he doesn't make it, just the fact that he can push that stone biting the 12 foot a bit inward.
Yeah. It's got a curl. It's going to be on the other one, I think.
It doesn't help.
No, but it's now gone. So, so it didn't help. It'll be interesting to see where Cars decides to put this because he's probably going to have some kind of a double available when it's all done. But he does have a chance to get his 3 now. So
he does. Again, we need another great play, great stone by Team Cars and another subpar stone by Team Thomas to really have a real shot at 3, but possibilities there.
Yeah.
And again, as I was saying, if he takes care of that stone in the top of the 8, the one the stone on the 12 in the back, he's going to come into play.
Yeah. I don't love this call. I'd much rather see him just throw a guard on the red one that was just biting or just in the 12-foot. Because then Charley would have a chance at the double. But I think this is really hard to hit this and roll in front of the other reds. And if you ever roll out or something, you've lost the whole end. So I just don't really don't think this is the way I would go. I'd leave the other one and say, okay, I'll have to get it on the next shot.
Well, the first stone here for the skip, Michael Carr is in the 6th. It's curling too much. Might just hit it on the nose.
It'll be okay, I think.
I think it's okay. So sitting 3 at this moment. And now they hope that Team Thomas does not have a double here. And Jim, as you were saying, just don't give your opposition a shot. And I guess Team Thomas didn't listen.
No, for me, I don't profess to be able to be a great player anymore, but I wouldn't even hit this one. I would hit the one in the 4-foot and try to make that double. And if I didn't make it, I might roll right behind this one, or I'd leave it there, and it's a little bit more of a challenge to get rid of it. This is good if you make the double, and if you don't make the double, then he's got a draw for 3 because you're going to roll out. So I'm a bit surprised. He's not going to roll out. He's going to stay right there, I guess.
Trying to do the hit.
Oh, he's going to get a couple.
And he gets the double. And the double was what he needed.
Yeah, worked out, no question.
So we'll be seeing Team Cars getting their first 2 of this game. And that will likely get them to play the 7th then.
Oh, I think for sure, yeah.
Well, Michael Cars with a draw for 2 here in the 6th.
That was a good shot. I just thought that was a much harder double, and he didn't make it look very hard. So
no. Well, draw is made.
Yeah, you got to make this one for sure.
Can't be short.
Boy, they're going pretty hard.
It's slow. Well, he left it to the sweepers, but they need to pull it all the way to the 12, and they will. Barely.
Yeah.
But that's 2. So 2 for Team Cars. They reduce the lead, and we'll go for a short break and come back for the 7th. See you in a bit.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our heck of a
G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Imagine being able to stream every feed your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Currently offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other media. Simply the way forward, where it's commonplace in other sports to televise it. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage. Curling Stadium.
Yeah. And we are back for the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. We're following the Thomas Cars game, and this is the 7th end. So Matt Lang is throwing his first here in the 7th, and Lyndon Holm has already attempted the center guard. I believe it was a bit short of the center line here, Jim.
Yeah, it's yeah, too bad. I'm sure that they were trying to get the red one Cars team to have that be on the center line, so it wasn't able to be moved at all. It can be moved if it's not on the center line, or it can't be moved. Sorry, but if it isn't on the center line, it can be moved. So, but you know what? You're down. You're going to need a couple probably, and so it doesn't matter quite as much. I don't think if it's right on the center line. At least it's a guard, and Michael can get another one out there now, and who knows what could happen. It's certainly a challenge to come back from this, but that steal of 2 certainly makes it possible.
Well, the score right now 6-3, so 3 points down, 2 ends to go. They need a steal here, and then a steal in the next, or at the very least a blank here or a fourth, and then they need to score 4 to get an extra end.
Yeah,
Paths to victory are
that one doesn't happen too often. So
no. Very complex path to victory here for Team Cars, but again, we've seen stranger things.
Yeah.
Team Cars right now with 2 center guards, and Team Thomas with shots down. Oh, and this one just goes. You don't want any stones. I don't think they wanted this one to sit around anywhere.
No, I'm pretty sure he was just. I didn't look up till the rock was on its way. I was just, but I'm pretty sure he was just trying to throw it through.
I think Team Thomas is just going to hit anything they can from the moment they are able to.
Yeah.
It's one of those ends. Michael Carr is asking for James Holm to come around the guards.
Yeah, he's got a couple of guards there now to work with, so he might as well go in because you know that Charlie Thomas is going to start trying to peel the guards off, but can't do anything about that.
And this, I think this one is a bit short, and it's going to become one more guard.
Well, you know that doesn't necessarily hurt them a whole lot. Won't hurt them to have another one out there. You don't want to keep doing that the whole end, but certainly enough that third one out there is not a bad thing to have.
So the peeling of the guards is about to start, and we'll see Matt Long peeling the first. Again, maybe he can get a double here.
Yeah, that would certainly be what he's looking for.
Well, he's definitely getting 1, and he gets 2. Double peel. And how many guards will Team Cars will have to place before they try to come around?
I'm not sure how many, but I'm pretty sure that you should be throwing another guard right now. I think this is a little bit too early to go in. I know you need 2, but you're gonna need at least 1 guard maybe out there to make it happen. And if you go in now and Charlie Thomas gets rid of that guard, then it's gonna be a long game trying to protect that. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a bit short, so it's going to end up being another guard. But again, an easy double here that they leave.
Yeah.
Well, easy is a nice expression. Not easy for me, for sure. But I would expect at this level, it should be easy for them.
Yeah, they actually if they're dead even and there's only about 2/3 of the rock in between, it is easy, but it's also easy not to get them both because sometimes you hit half, you hit 2/3 of it, then you only hit about a quarter of the other rock, and the other rock doesn't necessarily stay right there, but it doesn't go out either. So um, we'll see what he does.
There we
But I'm
go.
with you. It's relatively easy shot.
Attempt at a double, and the double is made.
Yeah.
And the shooter does well. It just goes off to one side, becomes well, almost a perfect corner guard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And remember, too, this is the first game for both these guys. This is a triple knockout event, so win or lose this, you've still got lots of opportunity to get to make the Sunday qualifying round if you can put some wins together. And I can see either one of these teams putting together some wins for sure.
Absolutely. So now we're seeing Cody Sutherland. Well, this is going to end up another guard. Bit short.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to freeze.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably a little bit of a loss of focus at this point. Maybe you're just kind of sometimes you try not to, but you kind of have given up, and it's just
Yeah.
it just can't be helped. It seems.
It's very hard mentally to struggle against adversity, especially when you're 3 points down in the last two ends,
Yeah.
and the context is not favorable.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Right now, Team Thomas seems to have the end controlled. Everything can change.
Yeah, not many rocks to come now. You're gonna have to need to. If he gets through one guard up here, and if he peels it off, then maybe you sneak one around the corner and see what he does, and maybe you can at least be sitting too when he throws his last one.
I think the idea was to, again, it was a bit light. Maybe they wanted to throw another guard, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing, but I guess I'm not 100% sure either.
Either way, it's getting peeled by Team Thomas. Here we see Tyler Harton throwing a hit. And the shooter will stay in the house. Biting the 12. Yes, it does bite. So right now, Team Thomas with 2 stones in the house. And Team Cars with 2 stones left. Not many options left.
No, I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna go around the corner and I don't like the freeze because it just is so. Freezes really nowadays are pretty easy to get rid of. You have to be absolutely perfect, and they rarely can be that perfect to not be able to be removed.
You're right on that. Michael Cars throwing his first here in the 7th. He's trying to freeze, I think, but the line, it's curling a bit too much. We see James Holm. Well,
like I say, that was pretty near perfect weight, and it's just hard to make them exactly right. So.
And we'll be seeing Charley Thomas attempting to hit that one. I don't think he'll have any problems affecting his own stone right here.
No. If your car is here, I guess you hope that perhaps he rolls out and you come around a corner and he misses a draw. So that'd be the only chance you have, I think, at this point.
And it will hit it right on the nose, slightly to the left, and the shooter stays. Well, now you have a pocket.
Yeah, now you have a little better scenario. It's not a perfect pocket, but it's better than it was before. So
well, we'll see if Michael Kars can get one stone. It needs to come with a bit of weight, because just leaning against those two stones that are biting the button will not be enough. It needs to push them a bit.
yeah, he's the one at the back of the button. I think you're right. It has to move probably a half an inch or something to make enough room to be shot. But I think that's about it. So
see if Michael Kars still alive in this game, Team Kars, and this shot needs to be good.
Line looks pretty good here.
Rushing by James Holm.
This could be very nice.
Lyndon Holm. The weight.
Wow.
Who is shot?
I think the red shot. That's a very good shot. That's as good as you could possibly make it, I think, and really difficult to be removed now because of the other blue one being there in the way.
You're absolutely right. Well, I have my doubts on whether the red is shot, but I'll have to take a better look at that.
Well, I think if red is not shot, Charlie's just throwing it away and taking his 1 point and calling it a day.
But Jim, I can confirm the red is shot.
Okay.
So, well, Team Kars is alive.
Yeah.
They have a possibility of stealing one here. See what Charley Thomas does.
Yeah, it's a funny game sometimes if that happens, and it might not happen yet, but if it does happen, they really didn't do much to create an opportunity in this end. So
it's really unfortunate in sense for Team Thomas.
Yeah, so Charlie's going to play the angle raise takeout here. Try to slash that right in on top of the red, because he doesn't see an easy way to get rid of that red stone from going straight down the middle of the sheet. So he's going to try to take a little bit of a different approach. Very, very difficult shot, but nothing really to lose.
And the die is cast, as they say. See if he hits it just right, and it won't, and it will be a steal for Team Kars. And with that, we go into a short break, and we'll return for the 8th. See you in a bit, Jim.
Well, I can't believe that they... Oh, wait a second.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great quality, and offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games for increased revenue. With you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward, where it's in other sports to tell we want to. Curling is a global sport.
And we're back for the 8th and who knows, maybe final end of this game between Team Thomas and Team Cars in the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And I was listening to the teams during the break between the 7th and 8th end. And Team Cars were saying, well, we only need 2. We only need to steal 2. And that's absolutely right. If they do manage to steal 2 here, they'll be right back in it with the next end. So they open up with a nice center guard. And now we'll be seeing Matt Lang doing his thing. So he's going to be throwing this one wide. There's no intention here by Team Thomas to play in this end or to put rocks in play.
No, that's the benefit of that rock ending up right on the center line too. Yeah, it's just they couldn't touch that one, so that was the benefit of that happening, and they weren't getting that earlier. So that was a very good shot by their lead there.
It is indeed. So we're seeing James Holm throwing his first. So I'm guessing we must have missed the first. Yeah, we did miss the first stone by Lyndon Holm.
Yeah.
This would be the first stone by the second. Coming around already. Again, they need to create a scenario where they will steal 2. As for Team Thomas, they just need to create a scenario where no rocks are in play.
Yeah. I think I would have been playing another guard there somewhere. It wouldn't even matter where, just some other place, because now it's going to be very difficult. But you might have a chance to sit 2 at the end and hope something happens that you manage to steal the 2. 2's tough.
No guards, so we'll likely see James Holm getting one there.
That's nicely done.
And it's well placed in the center line. We're already seeing Tyler Hartung throwing his first here. So the score right now, and I might have forgotten to tell our viewers that, 6-4. So Team Thomas 2-point lead. Team Car needs to steal 2 to force an extra. Everything to play for here in the 8th, although to be fair, very steep hill to climb for Team Cars.
Yeah, it is. It's just like I say, you need to throw a guard out there that maybe knows this or something, and gives you an opportunity to work with it. And That's all you can really do here. And at the end, if he just peels all these guards, you're going to put another rock in the house and hope somehow Charley misses it.
Yes. Another guard. So hoping for a miss here. Team Cars. And the peel comes, so we will see a repeat of the attempt of placing a guard. Not much has changed. This time it's Cody Sutherland who is trying to get the guard in place. Line looks good. Lyndon Holm and James Holm brushing. And that's a perfect guard.
It is.
Well, maybe we're seeing Team Cars playing some of their best curling so far in this heat.
You're definitely right, actually.
And again, that's the power of motivation, I'd say, Jim.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the context does not favor them all that much.
No.
And we see Team Thomas peeling yet again. Well, at some point, and likely now, we'll have to see Team Cars trying to go for something that is a setup for two. Needs to be within the next two stones, obviously, otherwise they run out of stones.
Yeah, he'll wait till his very last one before he does something with like that. It's probably splits the house a little bit just to spread them apart. He could take this one. He could bite the top of the 12-foot with this too. Wouldn't be bad either. Just kind of
trying to get two to be scoring already. Oh, but this is going to be very, very high. We see James Holm wrapping it up. Again, perfectly placed in terms of line, but maybe a bit too high in the house.
Yeah, it's a little ways out there, but
for a miss.
Well, certainly the Thomas team has made these peels look very easy. There's been no struggle at all. Every one of them just basically put it down, throw it, and they haven't even really had to sweep any of them. So
that's actually true. So final stone here for Michael Cars. What is it going to be?
Yeah, I guess if there's such a thing as two options here. One is to draw well away from that rock, and the second one is probably to stagger it a little bit with the one that's in the house, just in case you get a real thin tick or something off the front one, or maybe you leave half of that rock showing and try to tease them into going after your back one somehow, which I don't think you'd ever do. So, but I would spread them out just because if I put him here and he goes after the front one and he ever, maybe throws it a little bit wider, a little bit narrow, he might pick out the one in the back. So that'd be my, and that's going to be 1 in 1,000, but that'd be my only thought. I don't think I'd put these anywhere near each other.
Last stone for Team Cars. I think he's going to try to line them up, but this needs to be in the house, otherwise the game is over. It is going to be in the house. And now, yeah, it's all about the last stone for Charley Thomas. If he does get the peel, or in this case, the hit, that is it. that will be handshakes.
Yeah.
And the line looks good. And he actually gets a double and scores one.
Yeah.
So, well, he adds to the lead, and Jim, the game is set. So 7-4 final result.
Yeah, it game had its moments. It had some good shots, and as you would expect in the first game of the real competitive game of the season, and had a little bit of some rocky time in there too, but no pun intended. And these guys will just get better as they go on here.
Well, from our part, that is all. We thank you for watching this game in Curling Stadium, and see you next time. And Jim, it's a pleasure doing this game with you. And
Yeah, it's
thank
likewise. It was a treat.
Thank you to Cailey in the production, Cailey Martin. Bye-bye.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.